Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon coming back for another round, and perhaps the final round of this game, because I am tired of playing it. I'm not lying, I literally have reaching the point installed America. Following their most recon American mainland, Edward VIII has now passed a royal decree abolishing the office of President of the United States, replacing with a monarchical government structure similar to that of Imperial Federation. Placed upon his throne, King Edward chose none other than his wife, Queen Wallis, who henceforth will be known as the regnal name of Wallis I, and rule over the United Kingdom of America in her husband's name. And yet, remains to see how the American public will adjust to this new form of government. What is a nation without a king? Or queen, for that matter? That's the fun part about this, because I know that if you play this, and you do have something that can happen in it, which is Edward the Eighth can die. And if he dies, you get, I think, is it Albert? I forget. King George. I don't know. There's somebody, I forget who's the actual person that's supposed to theoretically take the throne. That person actually does gain the throne, and then there's a consistent bombing run that still exists happening over the territory. What ends up happening is, actually, do you guys have any control over this? Not really. All right. Is eventually Queen Elizabeth takes control. Now, I don't really care for her and don't want her in my power play, so I didn't really want to do that. That's why I kind of tried to protect our current king. Where the hell is that China at? I need the flower people. There they are. You guys can have that side. I don't really care. I guess Sing Yang can remain. She'll be a puppet. Alright. Okay. So first things first. You guys, head south. You're going in. We're knocking the Japanese out of this region. I don't care what you guys want to do right now. You're getting switched around. I need these divisions doing other things. Where are those 6 guys at? Okay, they're arriving soon. Okay, good. Okay, you guys are going to get added into one super fleet now, because I need both of you doing missions for me. Here, you're to assist in the matter. You guys are both going in on this. I need... Wow, those guys are actually building those things. Jesus. You're gonna go there, you're gonna go there. I wish I had the range. You're out. You're out. You're out. You're out. Gone. 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 Okay, planes are all down where needed. You guys. Okay. Build up those airfields for now. I need all divisions getting moved around.
Ready to move! Ready, sir!
Alright. Make hell on this earth. That's what I want to see. Build that there. Supply hub here. Let's buy up here. Actually, build it over here. Good enough for me.
Orders!
Extend the supply lines up to here.
Yes, sir!
Push in from right here. Guys are going for Nagasaki. We're ending this. Hoping that's enough fighters. Infantry equipment. Why the hell wouldn't it be? Alright.
Ready!
Bleed all those guys, it's fine.
Ready!
Bleed all you guys, it's fine. That should be a lot less than that. Up production here. Here. Through there. Alright, that should be enough. How many civs we got? Enough. I need a lot of mills though.
Yes, sir!
That is kind of problematic then.
Attention!
Okay.
Ready, sir!
Don't need gens.
Ready!
Don't need gens.
All in!
Don't need gens. Don't need you.
Orders!
Need you.
Attention!
Neither do I need you. You I need. You I need. I theoretically don't need you
All
anymore.
in!
Don't need you. Alright, that should offset any supplies. And add all the equipment back into the lines. Chances are this is just going to be broken now because it's... Yeah, that shouldn't be doing that. That's dangerously off. Yeah, that's dangerously off. Yeah, because I have a net positive going into this, and it's still saying I'm losing resources. That isn't necessarily accurate.
Ready to move. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because most of these guys are not out on equipment. I think my supply situation just reached the point where the game can't calculate anything anymore. It's acting like I'm out of equipment. In reality, I still have the equipment.
Ready, sir. Fall in.
Alright, that should be enough. Maybe we cut off one of these and hope the mills build out in time. We doing anything? And you need that one up. Where's this for? My ass.
Commands.
Where are the last of the divisions at? Okay, guys, if you can, I'd appreciate you just doing this. It's a little bit faster. Okay. Cut some of that back. Cut some of that back. Should be enough. Any other territories I can build these into? Those up. And this, we'll build here, here, here. Give me control of second fleet. Actually, no, wait. Keep doing that. I want this fleet here. They're going to Nagasaki. Oh, God. Get him like that, boys.
Come on.
Push,
Yes, sir.
push.
Taking cover.
Also use that because most of their troops aren't going to be here. Yeah, they have like nothing here right now. This is an easy win. And since I have the entire territory surrounded, they're not going to get their troops home in time. How far away are they from surrendering already? 50% almost. And that's not without even taking Tokyo yet.
Come on.
Take this side first, go. All the airfields are in the south, Jesus, why? Does any part of the Japanese fleet even exist anymore? They still have their full fleet. Where the hell is it? It's getting destroyed right now. The convoys are, at least. Japanese China.
Ready!
What's a Japanese China? That don't exist. Bite my ass. What else they got? Pretty close to that surrender.
Ready!
Keep pushing, boys. Keep pushing. Keep her going. Keep her going. Get to the girls. Keep her going. See if this side falls. I'm immediately sending them back down. They're going to go to the Nagasaki side. Go back down here. Finish them off. They quite literally will have nothing left.
Keep moving!
Yeah, that's falling down in the south. That's almost over.
Ready!
Get down there as fast as you can, guys. I think those last couple cities falling will probably be what does them in. Yeah, these are all they have left, and they have no ports, and no reinforcements can arrive. I'm assuming if this doesn't, like, collapse them, I'm assuming the real collapse will occur over in, Korea, so I'm probably just gonna mess with my troops a little bit to manipulate that. Get them, boys, get them.
Attention!
Get them.
Attention!
Go to Kochi, Kochi mine.
Attention!
Push south, push south, push south.
Listen up!
It's one of the last cities they have.
Ready!
Japan is out. Who's left? Japanese China. Let me guess, Taiwan.
Yes, sir!
Yep.
Yes, sir!
Doing this. So increase the invasion time. Actually, wait a minute. If this is their territory too, if you guys actually take this, that actually might end them. Because theoretically, port... That is enough, right? Yep. Oh, that was fun. Okay. Japanese Micronesia, mine. And let's look at this. Japanese China. I don't believe in that. My China will be gobbling up most of this. Can have all of this. New constitutional Uruguay. I don't know why you're a thing, but that's what you're becoming. Mongols will remain. What remains of Japanese China? Oh, the port. Well, the port's mine, so. And that port. Japan. Republic of Cambodia. Republic of the Philippines. Republic of Laos. Vladivostok. Republic of Vietnam. Okay. Our Eastern Republic will remain. Only difference is you guys are going to be getting control of Sakhalin and the Kurils. You guys are going to be like my Japanese deterrents. Oh, we already satellited them. That's good. Also, just because I'm a dick and I'm not the Americans, I want this, this, this. It's all mine. Did I give them anything else? Don't believe we did. Japan will be cut down in its prime. Alright, so what's left of the factions? Pretty much just me. The last two are those guys, so we'll do. Offset some of this. You're getting deleted. You're all getting deleted. Amphibious divisions, you guys can stay. I'll utilize you guys.
Come on.
That.
Orders.
Okay. Here. An invasion there.
Listen up.
You guys are getting out of this too. Head over here. You're invading this.
Ready to move. Ready.
You guys are going to be heading here. Invading this. And I think you guys are what's left of the European alliance, correct? Yes. Alright, we're ending this. Good enough for me. Pretty good. Pretty damn good. You guys are going to do a massive repair. Okay. 5 of those trucks. Alright, so it looks like everything is working out, so it's pretty much done. Professional soldiers. Never did finish this, but who cares at this stage? Get that upgraded. Just build those rail lines, baby. And I think that's what we'll end it with, is me just trying to finish what's left here. I just don't see any point wanting to try anything further than that. Down to just 90 divisions versus the massive army I had at the beginning of the game. I mean, that's pretty good. I say we cut back to volunteer-only army. I mean, I was going to get ready to build a new fleet, but at this point, it's kind of like, why the hell would I? I mean, the fleet's pretty much at the stage it needs to be. Amphibious divisions are still building in mass. Planes you need to get. I just need to fix my plane situation. I'm pretty much set to go. I'm massing out mills right now, so it doesn't really matter. Build up Alaska's chromium. And before I Yep. Hungary proclaims Greater Hungary. Welcome, brothers. So I said it's a pretty good game. I think it went really well in our favor. There's still a mess out here. What I'm probably going to do is the Far Eastern Republic's probably going to get this, and then Russia will absorb whatever's left here. I think that's kind of fair, considering where we're at in the game. I don't think they deserve anything above that. Still got a lot of mills building up, man. The rest of that's aluminum. I got a lot of aluminum. The rest of it's rubber. Plenty of rubber. And when does this officially end? 27th of March. I feel like this game went a lot. It did end sooner than like a lot of the Trotsky game run, but I feel like overall it's felt like a little bit of a laggier, buggier mess, and I don't know why. I don't know why it feels that way. It just feels like everything's like really laggy. Oh my god, I devastated their fleet before the end of the game. Jesus Christ, that's funny. It's bad. I rocked their worlds before the end. But overall, I think it's been a very entertaining game. That's the only thing I deal with when I do play this game a lot is eventually I have a point where I kind of don't want to finish it. Like most Toy 4 games, like I play off screen that you guys never ever see. Like I get so far and then I get bored, and I'm just like I don't want to play this anymore. I just like, and it's not the idea of like finishing the game. It's just it reaches a point where like as you guys saw, I'm falling back. I have to fall back here, 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 let everything else in Africa get captured. I have to like basically try to come up with a very creative way to hold most of my lands. And the majority of the time when you're trying to hold these territories, it is just a mess. Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys actually don't have a connection over here, do you? It actually kind of sucks. Yeah, most of this land ain't connected. Jesus, this is a mess. Connect up here. You guys can connect over to this. Where's your guys' at? There's that one. Build that into that. My cat's reached the point where I'm about to go crazy when I open that door. She thinks clawing my door to get my attention to get food works. Like all it does is like irritate me. Especially since I'm down to one now. Like I love the cat to death, but she got to learn to be patient and quit bugging me for food every 5 minutes. Like I just fed you, and they come in here just barging in thinking they own the place. I love cats, but damn are they're little creatures. Okay, that's good. Build spy up here. I definitely need one over here. Here. The naval base is over here finished, but I need to build a supply hub there next. Build these first. Mills are fine. They'll be done shortly. Not really worried about them too much. And when did I say this is officially done? Is it towards the end of March? 27th of March, yes. Not too worried about actually having to push through most of this. I just see none of these guys actually have armies, so when I invade, they're just gonna collapse. The only guys that might have a small force is maybe these guys, if I had to guess. No, they have none. They have none. They probably don't have any industry either, so they probably can't build it. Actually, wait a minute. They actually have mills. How the hell do you people have mills? How many provinces are you? You're one province. Jesus. So what was the one thing I seen over here? There was something I saw for military stuff. Which one was the one I saw? It gave like a... Oh, that was you. Northeast Siberia. Clear the war, call my allies. It's gonna freeze the game real quick. I hear my processor's cooling fan kicking into high gear. It's like, Jesus, it's about to get real. And then I'm assuming what this will result in is the other empires all wanting to join too. If they don't, I'd be shocked. If they don't, I'm gonna be irritated. Join the war, you little bastards. They really are joining the war. Really? How long does this one take if I do it? 75, so pretty much the same amount of time. Eh, I don't feel like finishing this. I was actually hoping they'd all join because I actually wanted to even this out, but at this point, I mean, you guys can pretty much see that it's over. That's why I did the war. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just finish this off, get a little bit of territory, game's over. Finish off the final faction. But if they're not going to invite it, if they're not inviting anybody into the war, or they're not joining, that's just boring in my eyes. I was really hoping to end this with fun. But I mean, overall, this is a very good United Kingdom. That ended really well. We had a full-scale conflict in Europe. That was beyond fun. I think everything ended up working in our favor really well. Like, I had just enough time to get enough tanks out. It took until, what, the mid-40s? To really get into high gear, mid or late 40s. To get everything set the way I wanted to. But in the end, I mean, we did put up an impressive hold. Nonetheless, everything really worked out in our favor. I mean, we are playing against Paradox AI in this game. I mean, they're, yeah. The most that they were able to achieve was like naval invasions, like up here, which I don't know why the hell I have a railgun, but it exists. But yeah, that's usually my only problem with it. It's just Hawaii's a very fun game, but when you deal with these naval invasions nonstop, and I mean nonstop, that's where it gets kind of boring. Because those naval invasions I find to be very annoying half the time. Because it's just, I get the purpose of it. You do the naval invasions, yeah, I do the naval invasions, but there's sometimes where they get very what's the word I'm going to be looking for? It's a good word to describe. They get very greedy, very focused on it, and it's rather boring in my eyes because they do it so much. Royalist Luxembourg, Pog. You have anybody creative up here? No, they really don't. That's actually kind of boring. How about for these guys? Nope, default. They never formed the United Baltic Duchy, even though I gave them all the land for it. That's kind of boring. I mean, is there any other provinces where they have access to that? Doesn't look like it. Kind of sucks. But yeah, I mean, it ended up working in our favor. I mean, I mean, going for the tactical wars, like using that small, primarily going with like the infantry divisions and small other groups to go in. Like that was really where we focused on the most, because you tactically take out Canada, then go for South Africa, then hit Australia and hit New Zealand sometime around the same time. Utilize the old British fleet to the best of your ability. I mean, this fleet, mediocre at best. I'm not a fan of a fleet like this. I find it to be rather crappy. Like like the default fleets probably can do really well against AI, but against players, it's you're supposed to upgrade them. I mean, I get that's why they have the naval production set so low, because stuff like this. That's usually why when you guys see me playing this, I'm not necessarily like thrilled to be using it that way. So I tend to what's the word I'm looking for? I tend to splurge a little bit, and I use the naval production boost just because it makes this more interesting. Now, I wish the building construction was a little bit more like the 200%. I think that one's a little bit more fair because ships get built at a more reasonable pace. Like 200%, I can see it happening because let's look at the King George V. This ain't even the highest production it could be. At 200%, it takes me a little over a year, about a year and a week to build this, right? I think that is realistic. It'd take about a year to build this. Without this, and without the increase of naval production by 200%, I think this takes a couple years to build, which, again, I 100% understand it. In a term of peacetime, I could see things taking that long. In wartime, I could see people building these things a lot faster because eventually people's production values start improving. And I wish what they could do is similar to other games, which is, or some mods, which is how we have this production efficiency in like industry stuff, like into concentrated or dispersed, increasing the assembly line production or even construction rate. Somewhere in this, eventually they can start adding like little industry modifiers. I know there's one mod I see a lot of people play for like multiplayer stuff on Twitch, or people I follow. But like Bo and all his friends, has like industry stuff where it reduces like production of infantry arms, it reduces naval or increases dockyard production, airplane production, little things to make it to where you can compete a little bit. Not like so much that you're getting like 100%, but little modifiers to add that little bit of boost to where, like, let's say it's 1945 and we're at the end game. At this point, I'm at that 200% for like naval ship production so that I'm building these ships at a faster rate or somewhere along that line. Because otherwise, it takes so long to build these ships, and you were sitting here until 1945. And if you're playing a game like this as, like, let's say Britain, you're probably building a fleet and it's probably going to be like older ships. You're primarily building the 1936 classes because the production is usually a little bit lower because it's older designs. So you're building cheaper ships to get the same effort. Where if you're playing an actual game like this, there's no point in going for the 1940 tech. Because if you're trying to build some of these ships, the only ones you're going to build primarily are the destroyers. I could see people you could still build the destroyers. They're realistically buildable. Light cruisers I could even see as being buildable. Heavy cruisers on the hand, you're kind of pushing it if you're trying to get like a design like this. Where is she? The Orlando. Like, to get something like this built takes a lot of time. And that's what I mean by I wish it was a little bit, it had some extra oomph to it to provide that extra production to cut costs on these. Because in terms of 1940 tech, I don't imagine too many people wanting to build a battleship. I don't see too many people wanting to build a battle cruiser at that stage. I mean, my battle cruiser is cheaper to build than my aircraft carrier. So maybe you could build some of these, but I'm also playing on the 36 mod, so, or 1960s mod, so theoretically I'm also building these with, you guessed it, twin guns. If I actually like built with the actual stuff, that's 300 more production. That's 300 more production, 900. Actually, I don't know, it's almost 1,000 production. Maybe. Yeah, it's 320. 320. 440. Actually, wait, 640. 960. It's not much of a difference. It probably comes down to the battle cruiser armor. Because if I switched it over to this, yeah, if I built that, put these this triple turrets, that would probably increase the production. But I kind of have like cheap battle cruisers designed, which are pretty nice. Aircraft carriers, kind of the same way, but these are actually carrier 44s, so they're kind of supposed to be more expensive. Like, how much would, say I built it to max design? 12,000. Let's put tier 3A guns on them. They're still 2,000 more than the battle cruiser, but in my eyes, I could see you wanting to build them anyway because the aircraft carrier has a lot more value in it. Like having the heavy ship guns, yeah, it does come in handy, but usually if you have 1936 battleships you're designing or battle cruisers you're designing, they're kind of your offset to where you probably, if you have enough naval dockyards, you're probably putting like, if you're the United States, 4 or 5 perhaps are on those ships to build them out. Aircraft carrier wise, you're probably putting the rest on that. Again, the destroyers are the cheapest thing you can produce, and you probably are going to go for the cheap 36s because you can mass those out and then add them to your fleet. And then at some point when you're done with those battleships, you're probably going to flip and go to the heavy cruiser because it's cheaper. Again, it's 6,000 and it's not bad. I mean, you get more heavy attack. So heavy attack's 37 versus this one's. Actually, that's kind of sad. My heavy cruisers have more heavy attack damage than my freaking battle cruisers do. But my battle cruisers have better piercing. So I guess that's really where it comes down to is piercing. And that actually is kind of fun. And then building these actually does make sense because you get the heavy attack and the piercing. So I guess my designs actually do kind of offset each other. That's kind of bog. But nonetheless, that's how I always see it. The Navy stuff's always a pain in the ass. Planes are also something that I don't know if I'm actually happy with the way their plane designs are in this game because I feel like you mass produce too many of these and it just turns into a laggy mess. I'm going to go crazy here in a second whenever I'm done with this. She is still clawing the door. She has not learned that I'm going to ignore her. Like, you're going to get food when I give you food. You ate not that long ago. Quit being crazy. And she wants attention. She's getting all the attention after this. But as I said, I mean, overall, I think that, and I do feel like the plane stuff is a bit. This is what I think lags the games out. There's just too much of this. And this is how I know. Look at this. 10,000 fighters. This is just regular fighters. Look how far down this goes. Interwar fighters, fighters still, naval bombers, my close air support. Go down far. Still a lot of close air support because there's like 10 different variants or 20 variants I'm going through. Carrier fighters where it finally like kind of smalls out. The strategic bombers again, kind of a small thing because you can't build too many of them. Heavy fighters, I mean, they take up a little bit of space, but that's because there's so many different wars going on. Tactical bombers, not too many. Transport plane, interceptors, because some of the AI build those because they're part of the mod. Scout planes, jet air support. Like, eventually you get down to the jet stuff, but that's my only issue with it is I feel like the planes are a little bit too easy to build to where I'm fine with them putting the airfield count to 2,000. But as we can sit there and see, the AI put so much of a focus on planes that from a player standpoint, you have to mass produce planes to offset that AI crap. Because Germany, like even in like a vanilla game where you're just playing as Russia or the Soviet Union, you need to mass produce planes, otherwise you're screwed. And that's the other thing I've noticed since the update as well, since they switched to no step back. It never feels like you have enough supplies, like in terms of like raw material. Like right now I do because I have the entire Commonwealth under my control. Um, but like countries like the Germans, you can't really go down like an easily a medium tank build line because they're worthless. There's no point because you never get enough value out of your buck. So it's easier to do that fixed turret build that I was doing and use those tanks instead because there's no point in building it any other way because you end up getting screwed in the end, which I always find to be funny. And then, like, even as the United States, you could probably do a medium tank build because they have enough tungsten. You can get the chromium reserves. You have the steel reserves. You have everything you need on that side to really be able to do it. Again, the Soviets can do it too because they have the reserves, but eventually you feel the strain as if you start losing any territory. But you can definitely do it. It's just a matter of maxing out what you need. But at the same time, I'm also using 1960s mod, and it's giving me increased resources. So the increased resources are really freaking nice. It's one thing I could say I love without a doubt on this. Um, But at the same time, I just don't know. Like, the only thing I do hate is the fact eventually you reach a point where this just breaks, and this thing can't calculate how much equipment you have left. Like, it's telling me I'm at negative 18. I'm not. I built. You seen it? I had 2 million guns. How you go from 2 million guns to 0, and it never gets out of that state. So it's because the games can't calculate over a certain number. Yeah, but nonetheless, it was a fun game. I enjoyed it, especially towards the end half when we started finally making progress. Uh, the U.S. campaign was really fun over here until we got down to here. Then I had to start calculating my plane usage. The tanks did an excellent job. These guys were champions. I definitely think the heavy tanks definitely did their job. The modern tanks, it took a while to get into it, but thanks to actually controlling those territories through the war, I actually gained a lot of factories, so it let me mass produce those on a scale that I really needed. I mean, I started building new mills, but it took a while to get to that stage to be self-sufficient on it, but it really worked in our favor. Um, I know the EU4 mod's great because of those resistance modifiers getting reduced, but still, nonetheless, I still had people rebelling, and I have like this. Like, I don't even think there's any way to. There's like nothing you can do on here to probably reduce that suppression any further, is there? No, you can't do anything. The only thing you could do is start adding other things to make them probably, I don't know, more like a tax savvy to where they can't be killed as easily. But nonetheless, it still doesn't make sense to do. I don't know. But yeah, I could see a world like this. I was going to do this and let Russia have this too, and then let the Far Eastern Republic have that, but I ain't dealing with this now. So with that, please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. Hopefully everybody was okay with this. I did extend it a little bit because I knew the game ended actually faster than I was ready. I didn't think Japan get killed that easily. I thought they had more troops stationed here, but they didn't. So I kind of like blew it off by just talking about stuff. I do know after this I'm going to be making another video. It's going to be a separate video, and I'll probably release it here maybe tomorrow. It'll probably highlight some of the mods and the reasons why I use it. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.